at the last little detail stage. Do you use separate tiny brushes for lights and darks, or do you just use the same brush and clean it or not as you move from a touch of light here and a touch of dark there? Oh, good question. So for painting for me, it really depends on the painting and how it's going. Pardon me. So in the current painting that I'm working on, it's actually very, very large. It's like 3 by 4 feet or maybe larger. And initially, I definitely start with bigger brushes. And as I've been getting into details on her face, I might use tiny brushes, but it's only for like eyelids and eyelashes and mouth and kind of parts of the face that are a little more detailed. Or she's got a bustier on that has like little sequins on it, and I'm using a small brush to help me outline and draw those. I don't always use separate brushes. I sometimes do. It depends on how much I have to jump back and forth between them, but I try to kind of stick to all my darks in one go and then all my lights in the other so that I'm not muddying them. But I have those colors in separate trays right now, actually, and I'm kind of jumping back and forth between them. So I do have a brush for each, but I often want the one little brush I'm using for both because I like the way it gives me the results I'm looking for. So I think that's important to note. So there's, again, no right or wrong answer here. It's more about what works for you. I make sure I always have water with like a towel underneath it so I can kind of wipe off all the excess water. You could also, a lot of people, especially if they're working with like oil paint, what they do is they'll wipe the excess paint off their brush on the towel and then clean their brush so that the water or the terps in the case of oils will stay cleaner longer. So you could easily do that with acrylic or gouache too, is wipe the excess paint off on your paper or on a separate piece of paper or on a towel so that then when you're cleaning it, you're not having to, worry about the water muddying your lights. Sometimes I also have two waters. So I'll have a water for light colors and I'll have a water for my darker colors so that I can clean brushes and it kind of lets me work a little longer without constantly changing out my water.